As many of us are picking up groceries this week to prepare for a big Thanksgiving feast, some people in the area are having a hard time getting to the grocery store any time of the year. In tonight's News 8 Investigates report, Madeline O'Neill joins us now to introduce us to an issue in our area known as food deserts.
Mike, thousands of people in the area live in a food desert. The United States Department of Agriculture defines food deserts as a low-income area where a significant amount of people live a mile or more from the nearest traditional supermarket in a city and 10 miles from a grocery store in rural areas. I looked into food deserts in La Crosse and Monroe counties. In the city of La Crosse, there are 2, and in Monroe County, there are also 2 located around Sparta and Tomah. Now, some may think that just means people may have to drive a little bit farther. But for people who don't have a car, which is more likely in these low-income neighborhoods, getting to the grocery store can be a real problem. In this part of La Crosse, there are no supermarkets in sight.
Really, tell you the truth, it's a lot of people around here say the same thing. They wish it was a grocery store that was close.
Like almost 20% of the people living in the Powell-Pogue-Hamilton neighborhood, Sandra Harris doesn't have a vehicle.
No.
So without a grocery store within walking distance, she does what she has to get to one.
Bus.
But she says that's a hassle.
Carrying the bags on my own. I have no help.
It's been years since the PPH neighborhood was home to a grocery store.
We see this in a lot of different retail services. I mean, the momentum is to get fewer and bigger. And when you start to get into the heart of the city and heart of these neighborhoods, they're just, the numbers for them as far as traffic counts and everything else don't add up.
Along with neighborhoods by UW La Crosse, this area by Gunderson Health System, including the PPH neighborhood, is one of 2 USDA-defined food deserts in the county, encompassing almost 1,800 households. Living just outside PPH, Laura Field says there's no convenient grocery store by her home.
Festival is somewhat close, but it's still not. I wouldn't be able to walk. I wouldn't be able to bike.
Because of her location, Field says she only makes a grocery shopping trip once a month. And that limits what she buys.
I don't want to buy a bunch of produce and have it go bad.
Beyond inconvenience, food deserts raise some real health concerns.
Food is a basic need, and if you don't have access to affordable food, you're either going hungry or you're eating bad food.
Those in food deserts don't have the same access to fresh fruits and vegetables.
There's a lot of evidence that shows that getting fresh fruits and vegetables in will help reduce chronic diseases, including obesity, which 2 in 3 of us as adults are experiencing.
Convenience stores can help fill the gap.
They have good stuff, but they don't have everything that I need.
They often lack a variety of fresh produce and can be tough on the pocketbook.
Their prices are so high, I really wouldn't want to buy nothing in there.
Monroe County residents like Star Mickelson face the same problem.
Yes.
She doesn't always have access to a car and often finds herself picking up food at a gas station just down the street from her home.
Which is way more expensive.
In Monroe County, there are 2 food deserts identified by the USDA, one around Tomah and one in the city of Sparta. According to county health rankings, about 5% of Monroe County's population is low income and lives far from a grocery store.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's over about 2,388 county residents.
You take Sparta, for instance, where if transportation is a problem, maybe you can't get to the grocery store, which is on the other side of town. And if you're trying to walk and you have to get back with your groceries, it's not like a city of La Crosse where you have a bus service.
Mickelson lives in Sparta and says her choices are limited when it comes to grocery shopping.
If we don't have a vehicle, or if I don't have a ride.
So if she has to head to a convenience store in a pinch, that means healthy foods can't be at the top of her shopping list.
It's less food, so it's pretty limited to what you can get.
Monroe County officials have identified low access to fruits and vegetables as a problem in the county. And the Sparta School District Food Pantry works to address that by helping families like Mickelson.
Oh, there's tangerines. We're getting help with having meals, and they're more healthy.
Those in the La Crosse food desert aren't deserted either. There are already food pantries in the city, and officials are working on a permanent fix in the Powell-Pogue-Hamilton neighborhood.
Looking for opportunities for to look at what options are available, whether it's a farmer's market or some sort of grocery.
It's a collaborative effort you know, among the neighborhood group there, Gunderson, the city.
The PPH neighborhood has been the target for a variety of revitalization efforts over the past few years. And now the focus is on a grocery store.
Having an opportunity for people to, again, have that basic need of healthy food being met is a really important part of the neighborhood effort.
City and health officials say the sooner the neighborhood can get a grocery store, the better.
We're so much a result of where we live, and that's our environment. And so if every day you live in a place where you don't have access to affordable food, you're not going to be healthy. So it's just real important that we create a healthy environment for folks.
In this food desert, it doesn't seem to be a mirage. A future with a neighborhood grocery store is within sight.
It'd be great for me if we had one in our neighborhood. That'd be great. That would be awesome.
La Crosse's Mayor Tim Cabot says they're currently looking at different examples from other places in the country that also have food deserts and are working on locking down a development site in the Powell Polk Hamilton neighborhood. Realistically, he says the soonest construction on a potential grocery store would start is likely 2018. In the meantime, the mayor suggested free bus rides for people heading to the grocery store, and Wafer is starting up their mobile food pantry to help those who have limited transportation.
All right, thanks a lot, Madeline. Very interesting. La Crosse and Monroe counties aren't the only areas with food deserts. Much of rural Jackson and Vernon counties have the USDA designation of a food desert as well.